All right, here we go. So this is a presentation in a sense to kind of prep you for or help you with body composition. And if we take a look at body composition, you're trying to come up with this two compartment model and help your clients better understand how their body looks at the moment and what their body would look like going forward. So if we start with somebody who weighs 250 pounds, and they weigh 250 pounds and they have a body fat percentage of perhaps 32%, we can figure out a couple things from this in pretty short order. Now, we can go ahead with just these two bullet points alone, we can calculate the fat-free percentage, the body fat weight, and then the fat-free weight just with those two numbers. So when you're working with your clients, you can kind of guide them down a path to help them better understand what's realistic short term and what's realistic big picture. So if we do something as simple as you have 32% is body fat, well, fat free would then be 68%. We know that, just simple math, right? And if we look at this and go, okay, my body fat weight, that'd be 250 times your 32. Easy enough. 80 pounds. And this last number is pretty straightforward. You can either do multiply 0.68 times your 250 or just subtract 80 from 250. I'm going to go ahead and just do the percentage format. I'm going to go this times this guy right here to give us this. So now here's the situation. We know this client is carrying around roughly about 80 pounds of fat weight. And let's just say their fat-free weight stays the same. We're going to have them work out, and they're not going to, just for sake of this argument, you hope they put on a little bit of muscle mass, but they end up keeping their fat-free weight the same, and they're going to end up weighing, their fat-free weight's going to end up weighing 170 pounds. If they're going to lose 15 pounds, well, this is going to drop 15 pounds. This becomes 235, right? So 15 subtracted from 250 gives us 235. Where the numbers change are in here. And so as a result, if our fat-free weight remained 170, but we dropped 15 pounds, our body fat weight has to change. And this becomes a conversation of just subtracting fat-free weight from total body mass. So if we just go something as simple as equals this guy minus fat-free weight down here, we know they're carrying around 65 pounds, and this nets out because they want to lose 15 pounds. There you go. So we can now calculate out the body fat percentage. Easy enough. It's you take the actual body fat weight, 65, and divide it by their total body weight at this point, and you now have, hold on. That divided by that. There we go. Gives us 28%. So already you can see just mathematically that this person has lost 4% of their body fat. And that would then in turn take this number to 72, right? So we'll do the same thing we did before. We'll just go ahead and go equals this, and we'll divide it by this, 72%. So my point is, when you look at this, and if you have like questions on an exam or you start to have conversations with your client across the table, it becomes how do you explain this to your client in a way that is logical and a way that they're able to actually rationally understand it. What'll probably happen more accurately is it'll be a combination of this. If we can just do a merge and center here, because this person will probably want to maybe lose 20 pounds, but they want to add 5 pounds of muscle or lean or fat-free weight in this example. Let's do FFW. So this individual, they are looking at losing a total of 20 but adding 5 pounds. So where the math kind of changes is this. I'm going to go ahead and just do one more merge and center over so you got all of it. Where this becomes a little bit different is now this individual, it has two different moving components. And if we take the original numbers of 250 and 170, they want to lose 20 pounds total. So that's going to take them from 250 down to 230. But the difference is But their fat-free weight, instead of being 170, they're going to end up at 175. So you look at this and you go, okay, with those two moving parts, we know their total body weight, we're going to subtract 20 pounds. That's how much they want to lose over the course of a year, perhaps. And they're going to add 5 pounds of fat-free weight. From this and this alone, we can go ahead and do some simple math to give us the rest of our numbers. Fat-free weight is one side of the compartment. The other side of the compartment is body fat weight. So this becomes 230 minus the fat-free weight to give us how many pounds of fat weight they have. So they have 55 pounds of fat weight. We can easily calculate out now our fat-free percentage and our body fat percentage. So we have body fat percentage is the 55, and we divide that by the 230. Whoops, sorry, 230 is what I want. And that gives us 23.9. So again, they've lost a little bit more body fat. And the same deal equals, we want fat-free weight, and we're going to divide that by the 230, which gives us that. So what you start to see is, in the two-compartment model, is this shift, and you have these moving parts that are beholden to the two-compartment model. And the two-compartment model itself fits within the context of total body mass. You only have X amount of mass to work with, and if you lose 20 pounds, it's got to come from somewhere. You hope it doesn't come from muscle. You hope it comes from fat. So with this example, I'll have this actually loaded up in Blackboard, so if you want to play around with it, you can do so. But this is a really good example of a question that you might see somewhere else in this class, or even somewhere else you'll see on an exam, or even somewhere else you'd have when you're actually working with your clients and trying to explain this process. Because, okay, here you are, Mr. Smith, you weigh 250 pounds, you have 32% of you is body fat, and that's about 80 pounds. That's a lot of weight to carry around. Over the near term, if we bring you down to 10 pounds lighter here, and we start to add a little bit muscle, but not a lot on the front end, well, you're going to notice a difference when you lose 15 pounds of body fat. But here's where it becomes interesting, Mr. Smith. When we get to the point where you actually lose about 20 pounds of overall body weight, but you add 5 pounds of muscle through our workouts, that's where some real magic happens. You're going to feel a lot different. You're going to look a lot different here than you do today. Those are the kind of conversations you have with your clients. Two-compartment model, beholden to one thing that both compartments fit or comprise the total body mass of the individual. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I don't want to take too much more time.